Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus by John Gray. Dr. John Gray, in the book Men from Mars and Women from Venus, provides us with innovative ideas in the field of human relations between men and women. As this book is one of the most important and most famous books in understanding the opposite sex. As Dr. John begins his book with the assumption that men were living on the planet Mars, while women were living on the planet Venus, and one day, men were looking through their binoculars and discovered the people of Venus, which awakened feelings and emotions they had never felt, and quickly the men invented spaceships and flew to Venus. The Venusians welcomed the Martians as they knew that this day would come, and hearts were wide open to a love they had never felt before. The Martians and the Venusians were very happy to be together, as the love between them was magical, even though they were from different worlds and far apart planets. The Martians and Venusians spent many months learning and exploring the needs, preferences, and patterns of the opposite sex, as they found their differences very enjoyable and lived with each other in love and happiness. After that, the Martians and the Venusians decided to travel to the planet Earth, as they heard about its beauty and charm, and when they reached it, the Earth's atmosphere affected them. One morning, men and women suffered from selective amnesia, as they forgot that they came from different worlds, and each gender has different characteristics, needs, and traits, and from that day, the conflict started between men and women. Bit to remember, men and women are from far apart worlds with different natures, characteristics, and behaviors. The most common complaint that men make against women is that women always try to change them. So when a woman loves a man, she always tries to help him and works hard to improve his way of doing things. And therefore, she forms a home improvement committee, and no matter how much he resists her help, it's out of her love for him. She keeps providing aid and assistance. This way is considered completely unacceptable to men, and in order to understand this meaning, let's go back to when men lived on Mars. The Martians appreciate strength, efficiency, effectiveness, and results, as they are interested in outdoor activities such as hunting, car racing, and sports. As a man's self-concept is determined by his ability to achieve results, and therefore, when women give advice to a man without asking for it, it means to him that he doesn't know what to do, or that he can do the work assigned to him by himself. And this advice appears to him as judgmental and unfriendly. Conversely, the most common complaint women make against men is that men don't hear, as he sometimes ignores her when she speaks or hears her for a few seconds, and then he proudly puts his Mr. Fix-It cap and offers solutions to her problems. No matter how many times she tells him that he's not listening, he doesn't get it and keeps doing the same thing, and this behavior is strongly rejected by women. And in order to understand this meaning, let's go back to when women lived on Venus. The Venusians appreciate love, communication, relationships, and beauty, as they spend long hours supporting and caring for each other, and they feel satisfaction through participation and communication. As the idea of women about themselves is determined by their feelings and the kind of the relationships between them, and this is a lot for men to take in, as they, as mentioned previously, appreciate efficiency, success, and problem solving, and this leads to problems between the couple, as the woman just wants to reveal her feelings about her day and doesn't want the man to interrupt her and offer her any solutions to the problems she faces. So, she only wants listening. Bit to remember, the woman shouldn't give advice to the man without his permission, and the man should learn the art of listening to the woman without interruption. One of the main differences between the Martians and the Venusians is in the way each of them deals with different life pressures. When men face pressures in life, they often become more focused and consistent with the problem that generated this pressure, so they find their comfort by finding a solution to this problem. So they don't even talk about what's bothering them with anyone, but rather they prefer to isolate themselves in their own caves to think about the solutions of their problems. And when they find a suitable solution for it, they feel better and get out of their caves. And if the man can't find a solution, he practices various activities that make him forget the worries and pressures of the problem. So, he starts reading the news, watching TV, or practicing sports, and therefore he forgets these pressures and becomes liberated. Then the next day, he returns to the cave to try to find a solution to the problem. In this period, the man is very forgetful, unresponsive, and very busy, and therefore, the woman must understand the nature of the Martians in dealing with pressures, and she must not enter the cave with him without his permission. But rather, she should wait for him until he finds the appropriate solution and gets out of the cave. On the other hand, when women face pressures in life, they often become overwhelmed, confused, and emotional because of the problem that generated this pressure. So, they find their comfort by talking about these pressures, so they search for someone they can trust and talk with him about all the details, and they feel better when they share their problems with others. They consider this sharing a sign of love and trust between them. They also feel satisfied and comfort when they share with each other feelings of confusion, loss of hope, and breakdown. During this period, the woman is not interested in finding a solution for her problems, but rather she seeks comfort by expressing herself and by the understanding of others. And therefore, the man must understand the nature of the Venusians in dealing with pressures, and he must train himself to listen with his whole heart and not to wear the cap of Mr. Fix-It and start to interrupt the woman and offer solutions. Bit to remember, men go to their caves and women talk. The Martians and the Venusians speak different languages as they came from distant worlds, and each of them has its own dictionary. And although they use the same words, but the way in which these words are used give different meanings. So, when women want to speak and express their feelings, they use poetic licenses, superlatives, metaphors, and generalizations. And they prefer to think out loud, so you hear them say, for example, "I feel that you never listen to me." In this case, the man shouldn't take these words literally, but rather he must use the vocabulary of Venus, which translates this phrase into, "I feel that you don't fully understand what I mean to say, and you don't care about my feelings. Can you show me that you care about what I say?" The vocabulary of Venus contains many codes that must be translated correctly in order for women and men to communicate constructively. When a woman says, "We never go out," the sentence is translated into, "I really feel like going out and doing something together. We have a good time when we go out. I like being with you." And when the woman says, "Everyone ignores me," this sentence is translated into, "Today I feel ignored and not recognized. I hope you give me your attention and tell me how precious I am to you." On the other hand, men use the language as a method to convey facts and information only, and they stop talking when a certain topic or a problem annoys them. Unlike what women do by engaging the listener in internal exploration. Before men speak or answer, they go to their caves and keep thinking about the topic until they reach the best answer and solution to it. They form it internally and then express it with words externally, and this process may take a long time. In this case, women should neither misinterpret man's silence nor imagine the worst, as women always explain the silence that the man hates her and doesn't love her, but in reality, this is the way that the Martians grew up with. Likewise, a woman should use the vocabulary of Mars in order to be able to understand the man in a better way. When a man says, "I'm fine," the sentence means, "I'm fine, and I can deal with what's bothering me, and I don't need help. Thank you." And when he says, "It's all right," then the translation of the sentence is, "It's a problem, but you're not blamed, and I will be able to solve it myself if you don't interrupt me by asking other questions." Bit to remember, men and women use the same words, but the way they use these words give different meanings. Thanks for watching. Please follow our social media accounts. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.